The Machiavellian productivity doctrine, Niccolo Machiavelli once warned that a ruler who is not feared is eventually destroyed by those he trusted. Your business is your principality. Your time is your army. And right now, you are losing the war not to competitors, not to the market, but to your own chaos. Machiavelli didn't write The Prince to comfort weak rulers. He wrote it to arm the ones willing to seize control, no matter how uncomfortable the truth. Today, I'm handing you his doctrine, translated into a system so ruthless and so effective that building your empire will start to feel unfair to everyone still working the old way. 5 principles. 1 philosophy. Machiavelli's mind. Applied directly to your calendar. Stay until the end, because the last principle is the one Machiavelli considered the difference between a ruler who reigns for decades and one who's overthrown within a year. He once wrote that it's better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Apply that same cold logic to your own habits. Stop trying to love your way into discipline. Fear the consequences of chaos instead, and discipline will follow on its own. Principle 1. The prince must command his own body. Machiavelli believed fortune favors the prepared ruler, the one who builds his fortress before the storm arrives, not during it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Every founder gets the same 24 hours. So why do some rule empires while others barely survive the week? Because most business owners are sitting on a throne with no army behind it. No energy, no order, no discipline. Just noise dressed up as hustle. Machiavelli would have looked at that kind of ruler and predicted his downfall within the year. A Machiavellian prince doesn't waste effort chasing exotic tricks before mastering the fundamentals. He builds from the base of the pyramid upward, brick by brick, because a fortress built on sand collapses at the first siege. So let's build yours the right way. Sleep the treaty with your own biology. Machiavelli understood that a kingdom without internal stability collapses from within. Long before an outside enemy even arrives, your body operates the exact same way. Pick a wake time, pick a sleep time. Hold both like assigned treaty. Weekdays, weekends, holidays, no exceptions, no renegotiation. Break the treaty once, and your whole week pays the ransom for it. 7 to 8 hours. Not a suggestion. A non-negotiable clause written into the constitution of your day. Morning light within the first hour of waking, to set the rhythm. Caffeine cut off by early afternoon, so it doesn't quietly sabotage the treaty at midnight. Everything else, every supplement, every gadget, every biohack is decoration on a foundation that isn't even poured yet. Movement, the discipline of the soldier prince. Machiavelli respected the armed prophet over the unarmed one, because history only rewards the ruler capable of defending what he's built. An unconditioned body is an unarmed prince, easily overthrown by fatigue before noon, easily conquered by his own couch. You don't need a complicated regimen or a fancy title for it. You need consistency. Move your body daily. Train it like you train an army you actually intend to win a war with, not one you're hoping never gets tested. Feel feeding the campaign, not sabotaging it. Whole food. Real protein. Water like it's the currency of the realm. And heavy carbohydrates at midday are a trap, a temporary truce that ends in an afternoon surrender around 2 o'clock. When your energy quietly deserts you and takes your focus with it. Machiavelli never trusted a peace that weakened his position later in the campaign. Neither should you. Unfinished business, the conspiracy is inside your own head. Every unresolved decision sitting in your mind is a quiet conspiracy against your focus, plotting in the background while you try to work. Machiavelli knew that unresolved threats fester and grow more dangerous the longer they're left in the dark. unaddressed, name them. Resolve them on the spot, or exile them to paper, where they can no longer plot against your attention while you sleep. Principle 2. Control the court, or the court controls you. Machiavelli was obsessed with one idea: environment dictates behavior far more than willpower ever will. Put a virtuous man in a corrupt court, and eventually the court wins every single time. I learned this the hard way. I once left my fortress, my home office, for a shared workspace, thinking exposure to other people would sharpen my focus. Instead, I was ambushed daily. Constant networking, loud conversations bleeding into my concentration every few minutes. My output collapsed within weeks, and I couldn't figure out why until it was almost too late. The lesson was pure Machiavelli. You don't need willpower if your environment removes the temptation entirely. A prince doesn't out-discipline a corrupt court. He rebuilds the court from the ground up. Build a court that serves only your ambitions. One dedicated room. No one else inside it, not even for a moment. No phone within reach, not face down, not in your pocket. Physically remove to another room entirely. Install a blocking app if you have to. Set your working hours as locked gates that nothing gets through. Your team is part of your court too, and courts left ungoverned always descend into chaos. Give them systems so they don't need to storm your gates every hour with questions that could have waited until later. Set fixed hours where you are simply unreachable, and defend that boundary the way a prince defends his borders. Without apology. Every open door is an invitation for someone else to rule your day instead of you. Because ask yourself honestly, when has a quick question from your team ever actually been quick? Machiavelli also warned princes about the danger of surrounding themselves with flatterers instead of honest counsel. Translate that into modern terms. Don't let your court be filled with people who agree with everything and interrupt you for nothing important. Build a court of people who protect your time as fiercely as you protect it yourself. Because a court that respects nothing eventually respects no one, including you. Principle 3. Strike with full force. Not scattered blows. Machiavelli despised half measures. He believed injuries and, by extension, distractions should be dealt with decisively, all at once, never dragged out in fragments over time. Yet most business owners fragment themselves constantly without even realizing it's happening. Answer a message. Return to the task. Check a notification. Return again. This isn't multitasking, it's self-inflicted warfare. Every switch leaves behind what focus researchers call residue. A piece of your mind still fighting the last battle while you try to open an entirely new front. There's a state Machiavelli would have envied in any general on any battlefield. Total command of the present moment. We call it flow. Full immersion. Total focus. Where an hour of work compresses down into 45 minutes of pure, decisive execution. But flow has a toll booth, roughly 20 minutes of discomfort you have to sit through before you cross into it. Most people turn back at the booth. Most princes lose their kingdoms right there, at that exact threshold. Don't be most people. One task. One clear, specific objective, not work on the proposal, which is far too vague to command anything, but finish the first draft. 90-minute blocks, aligned with your body's natural rhythm, followed by a short retreat before the next campaign begins. When a stray thought ambushes you mid-battle, I need to reply to that email. Don't break formation. Write it down. Deal with it later, after the block ends. A prince who abandons the battlefield for every passing distraction never wins the war, no matter how talented he is. You can also arm yourself the way any smart general would: caffeine, nicotine, whatever sharpens the blade for you personally. Entirely optional. Machiavelli cared about outcomes, not about which tools got you there. Principle 4. Not every battle deserves your sword. Here's where Machiavelli becomes truly ruthless, and where most business owners fail completely, without ever noticing the failure. Picture two rulers. One wages 30 small skirmishes that change absolutely nothing about the map. The other wages 3 decisive battles that reshape the entire territory. Who actually expands their empire by the end of the year? The second ruler, obviously, yet almost everyone plays the first role busy, exhausted, proud of their body count, and standing on exactly the same ground they started on 12 months ago. Machiavelli didn't measure a prince's effort. He measured his results, coldly and without sentiment. Productivity isn't motion. It's leverage, the output you extract from limited, carefully chosen effort. But leverage requires a target. Machiavelli was clear on this. Strategy without a defined objective is just wandering with better posture and a nicer office. Define the goal first, with total clarity. Then, and only then, identify the 1 to 3 moves that actually advance it. Want more revenue? Maybe your sales process leaks closing 10% when you should be closing 30%. Fix the leak before chasing more traffic into a broken system that just wastes it. Or maybe the real gap is leads, so marketing becomes the single lever worth pulling with everything you've got. Not 10 levers. 1, maybe 3, at the absolute most. Machiavelli warned that a prince who tries to please and pursue everything ends up commanding nothing at all. Say no. Say it often. Say it to good opportunities, not just the obviously bad ones, because a prince spread thin across 10 fronts loses all 10 of them, one by one. And beware the trap Machiavelli spotted centuries before urgent emails and red notification bubbles ever existed. The loud problems rarely matter, and the important ones rarely shout for your attention. Whatever's screaming loudest for you today is usually not what's building your empire tomorrow. What's quietly essential, the thing you keep postponing, because it isn't on fire, that's the real campaign worth fighting. Some of these campaigns repeat weekly, like content or outreach. Others are single decisive strikes, a one-time fix to a structural weakness in your kingdom. Both deserve a place on your battle map, planned deliberately, never left to chance or good intentions. Machiavelli believed a wise prince thinks in advance about the wars that are coming, rather than waiting until they arrive at the gates. Look at your business the same way. What structural weakness are you currently ignoring because it isn't urgent yet? That weakness is exactly where your next battle will be fought, whether you plan for it or not. The only choice you actually have is whether you fight it on your own terms, prepared, or on fortune's terms, blindsided. Principle 5. The prince who plans rules, the prince who improvises falls. Machiavelli's entire philosophy rests on one brutal, unavoidable truth. Fortune only controls half of your outcome. The other half you seize through preparation, deliberately, in advance. Imagine facing 1,000 obligations with absolutely no plan. Chaos wins by default, every single time, without even trying hard. A schedule isn't restriction, it's the exact mechanism by which you seize the half of fortune that's actually yours to claim, if you're disciplined enough to take it. Humans are wired for the path of least resistance. And Machiavelli understood human nature better than almost anyone in history. Left to decide in the moment, you'll choose comfort over conquest almost every single time, without fail. A plan removes the moment of weakness entirely. The decision was already made by a calmer, sharper, more strategic version of you, the night before, when your judgment wasn't compromised by fatigue. So draft your battle plan the evening prior. Every task, personal and professional, written down and scheduled, not floating vaguely somewhere in your mind, waiting to be forgotten. This does two things at once. It frees your mind tonight to actually rest, and it removes the tax of decision-making tomorrow morning. Paper works better than screens for this. There's a psychological weight to ink on paper that a notification will simply never carry. Schedule your most important battle first thing before the day even has a chance to ambush you with its own competing agenda. Energy and willpower both decay as the day wears on, and the longer you delay what actually matters, the more likely fortune finds a clever way to steal it from you entirely. And then comes the part with no shortcut, no hack, no clever workaround. Machiavelli ever discovered you follow the plan. He never promised virtue would be easy or comfortable. He promised it would be effective, but only if executed with real discipline, day after day, without exception. A schedule isn't there to force your compliance like some kind of prison sentence. It's there to hand you genuine freedom, the freedom to choose in advance, rather than surrender in the moment to whatever feels easiest. Want to build an empire on 4 hours a day? Then schedule 4 disciplined hours of decisive action and delegate the rest without guilt. The plan itself will reveal exactly what deserves to leave your hands and land in someone else's. The final word, Machiavelli's harshest truth, was this: a prince who depends entirely on himself has built nothing but a fragile throne, one strong gust away from collapse. The moment he tires, everything he's built collapses right alongside him. If your business only runs because you're personally pushing it forward every single hour of every single day, you haven't built an empire. You've built a very demanding job with better branding. The 5 principles above will make you dangerously, almost unfairly productive. But real power, the kind Machiavelli actually spent his life writing about, comes from systems that hold your empire together even when the prince himself steps back to rest, to think, or simply to live. That's the next lesson, and it might be the most important one yet. But before you go conquer the rest of your day, if this channel is starting to feel like your own personal war room, do me one favor. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, because Machiavelli himself would tell you that a prince who isn't paying attention is the first one to lose his throne. Every week, I'm handing you another piece of this doctrine-sharper strategy. Fewer wasted battles, more territory won. This isn't just a channel, it's your council of advisors, minus the ones secretly plotting against you. Machiavelli spent his exile writing down everything he'd learnt about power, not because he wanted applause, but because he understood that knowledge withheld helps no one. And a prince without allies eventually falls alone. Consider this channel your ally. Consider every video another page added to your own private copy of The Prince. Except this one is written for the battlefield you're actually fighting on. Your business, your calendar, your empire. So subscribe, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next video, where we build the systems that let your empire run without you standing guard over every single brick.